What's up, everybody? You were tuned in to the Cris
And Maul.
podcast, episode 15. Hope everybody's having a good Wednesday morning. Hope you guys had a good weekend.
Yeah,
What's going on, Ma? How you doing, man?
good, bro. Man, can't complain, man. Had some it's good day off yesterday. How was yours? How's everything going?
Pretty good, pretty good. Work was slow,
Hmm.
but sat and listened to my game, and my Chiefs play.
Yeah, yeah,
Stressed out,
yeah.
stressed out, but it's all good. We got the dubs. It's all that matters.
I'm sure we'll talk about that on the show today. So we'll get into that. But that's good, man. That's good.
So, all right, man. Let's get into these topics, man. I'm gonna start off with college football because the biggest topic was the Colorado State game.
Hmm.
Um, everybody was watching. The whole world was watching it. The way my timeline was going off on Twitter, um, and Dion he pulled no punches. He had everybody come out. All the stars, all the people that in the culture, they came out and watched this game. They from The Rock to Master P to Key Glock,
Offset was
Offset.
it? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody was there.
Hmm.
Um, and I don't think this game would have been. It would have been a big deal, but I don't think it would have been big as a deal if the whole situation with Coach Norvell, if he didn't make those comments. I think it would have been. It'd have been still a rivalry game because it's Colorado versus Colorado State. But I think that those comments lingering over the game made it more intensified. And you saw it in the game. You saw it before the game. You know what I'm saying? Like they
Hmm.
was getting into it before the game. Shador and Troy Hunter and all of them was just they you know heckling Colorado State players, and Colorado State players heckling them back, and they was just going back and forth. And then even in the game, it got real chippy. You know, a lot of penalties. Even some dirty hits. From certain players from Colorado State. End up costing Troy Hunter a couple of games. We're not even going to get to see him against Oregon or USC, which sucks. But everybody was expecting a blowout. But kudos to Colorado State. They didn't lay down. They didn't look at that, minus 23 and a half, 24, wherever you bet it. They didn't look at that line and say, oh, okay, we're going to lay down. No, they came out to play.
Yeah.
And you saw some of the flaws in Colorado's team as far as the trenches go. Like, Colorado State looked like they were just bigger. They looked like they were bigger in the defensive line and offensive line, and it showed. Now, Colorado State, their coaching made some mistakes because let's be real, they probably should have won that game. You know,
Yeah, nah, like not at the end of the day, man. I think Colorado State was fucking trying to bully the ass to a win. That's what they were trying to
Mhm.
do. They were trying to bully them. They were trying to bully to get the win. I think the hit on Travis Hunt on Hunter, I think that shit was fucking egregious. I don't know why. I think his name is maybe
Black and shit,
Blackburn, something like
Blackburn,
that.
yeah,
I know he's number 11 on Colorado
11,
State.
yeah.
At the end of the day, that boy should have been thrown out. I think he
Mhm.
should be suspended until Travis Hunter is able to come back and play. Because
Right.
at the end of the day, if it was just like a basic hit, like you know what I mean, like it was just a bang bang play. Yeah, it might have been a penalty, but it's football. But at the end of the
Mhm.
day, you saw he came around his own dude just to hit him, and the ball was already on the ground for like a couple seconds already. So
Right.
I think it
Mhm.
was I think that was totally egregious. At the end of the day, man, even Prime said it, man. Like he needs about 7 to 8 more big guys. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? On the offensive line and defensive line. Like Dion ain't stupid. He came out the bat before the season even started saying he needs about 7 or 8 for him to be like, all right, yo, we finally here. You know what I'm saying? Like they're
Mhm.
3-0. They got over a huge game on the road with TCU. Then they beat Nebraska and they beat Colorado State. It's a rivalry game, so I know a lot of people were expecting it to be a blowout, but
Mhm.
in-state rivalries, man, you don't know, man. It's kind of like NFL, man, with divisional games, man. You just don't know.
Right.
Um, I think it kind of brought up another topic to me though, in a sense of how I've noticed like on the internet how are a lot of black people. I don't know why. I don't say a lot, but I've seen quite a few who seem to be like against Dion in a sense. You know what I mean? Like I saw that Charleston White thing. I've seen some
Yeah,
other people, bringing up stuff talking about like, oh, you guys want to support Dion, but how come you ain't support this black coach and that black coach? And then I think somebody even put up a picture of like Mel Tucker who's going through a fucking sexual allegation. I'm like, that's the worst picture to even bring up. You know what I
right.
mean? So and to me, it gets frustrating because at the end of the day, Dion is Dion. Dion is a captivating figure that a lot of people know. At the end of the day, I want all brothers and sisters to succeed and all that, but when it
Yeah.
comes to Dion, Dion has just a little bit more um,
Star power.
straw power and just a little bit more attention because he has the personality. Not everybody is Deion Sanders. Not all them black coaches are Deion Sanders. Like I get that in a sense, like some people are still pissed off at the way he left at Jackson State and all that. I think people need to get over that. I think he did a lot for Jackson State. It may not have
Mm-hmm.
gone the way that they may have thought. They thought he was going to be there for a while, but at the end of the day, he's going to progress in his life. He's going to put himself in the best situations. He's going to put his family in the best situations. He's going to give his sons the better opportunities. Like now, you see Shador Sanders, man, he's getting projected to be top one of the top 3 QBs, maybe even competing with. I'm not saying he's going to get the number 1, but I'm pretty sure you might have some people that might go into, especially if he has a really good game these next 2 weeks against Oregon and USC.
Right.
So he wouldn't have got that if he was still at Jackson State. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I just think I think us as black people, we have to be careful when we start doing stuff like this to me, because I think it just sets a wrong precedent in the sense of like we need to stop battling with each other. At the end of the day, you cannot sit here and tell me you want us to uplift all black people when you're trying to go against this black man. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like you're contradicting yourself in a sense. Um, Overall, I'm happy for Dion. I want him to succeed. It sucks. It
Right.
sucks that Travis Hunter is not going to be able to play these next 2 weeks. I know Skip Bayless talked about he might have like a lacerated liver. If he does, hopefully, I wish him a speedy recovery. But it's going to really suck not seeing him against these top top 10 schools. You know what I mean? They
Mm-hmm.
need him. It's going to be real tough on the road against Oregon. If they could pull that out, man, sky's the limit for this team. You can only imagine what it's going to be like that USC game. So it should be interesting to see. I'm sure Oregon will probably be favored, probably by double digits, I would assume.
Right.
But let's all root for Prime, man. At the end of the day, I just think all this unnecessary stuff with us trying to battle against him he's doing a lot of stuff for the community that people don't want to recognize. You know what I mean?
Here's my thing with the first point you brought up with black people. Some black, not all, but some black people going against
Not
Prime.
all.
Um, if if it was a regular, just Joe Smo black coach who went to Jackson State and did the same stuff Dion did, and then went on to Colorado and got the job, I don't think people would make a big deal over it.
No, they wouldn't.
You
They
know what I'm
wouldn't.
saying?
They
Because
wouldn't.
let's just be real. Not most people don't watch college football. They watch the pros, but a lot of people don't follow college football because of the whole mechanism with the ranking system and all that stuff. Unless you're an alumni or you're just, you're really into college football because you went to certain school or whatever. Um, a lot of people don't. A lot of or you're a better. You bet. A lot of black people don't watch college football like that. They watch NFL. And so, like I said, if Deion Sanders was just some regular Deion Sanders and he was just a good recruiter, and what I'm saying, he was known for, being in Atlanta or whatever, or Florida, and he just, he came up the ranks from high school to college and he got the job at Jackson State, like I said, did everything that Deion did, but he doesn't have the superstar mechanism to him. Nobody would care him
No,
leaving Jackson State.
no,
Nobody would have cared him because nobody cared about Jackson State before he got there. And
absolutely.
and don't tell me you did, because you
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna sit here and act like I sat and watched, Jackson State before Dion got back there. You know what I'm saying? Yes, back in the day when they used to have the the HBCU Classic
Oh
from
yeah,
BET
the
back in the
Grambling
day.
and Southern with Eddie
Yeah,
Robinson and all that. Yeah, it
yeah,
was huge. It was on ABC every year. You know what I mean? It
yeah.
was huge.
But even on BET, they used to show the games too, because Stuart Scott,
Hmm.
that's where he came from. That's where he
Yeah,
used to commentate and stuff on those
yeah.
games. I used to watch those games back in the day, but
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, HBCU football hasn't been what it was until Dion came back, highlighted it, and made people sit and watch on ESPN. Not
Mhm.
ESPN2 or new ESPN showing Jackson State versus, whoever they was facing. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And highlighting HBCU football again. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And putting that light on there. And so when he left, now it's all he turning his back. How's he turning his back? When he put a light back on HBCUs, when he made kids leave, he made the number one player, Troy Hunter. Troy Hunter would never went to Jackson State if it wasn't for Deion Sanders.
Mhm.
Let's just be clear. He would have been in Alabama somewhere making plays for Nick Saban.
Yeah. No, that's 100% true. It's just like at the end of the day, Dion is going to progress. Dion will always progress in life. He's not going to sit here and stand still and do and no, I don't mean no disrespect, but he's not going to sit here and do charity work when he can get so much more money and so much more light on his programs. You know what I mean? Like, why do we have to sit here and always do charity work for us? Like pay the man what he's worth. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead, like as I said, like even you said it, like he put a light on HBCU programs. He shined a light onto that, which shined light onto other stuff that was going on within HBCU programs, whether it's not being funded correctly. You know, you heard the whole thing with Howard and how those guys were in the living hazards they were living in and stuff like that. We see this all the time. So instead of going after Dion, who gave you the light, why don't we focus on the stuff that's wrong with the HBCUs and try to build those HBCU programs up instead of be mad at a man who gave you the limelight, gave you kind of like
he opened the door
step,
for sponsorships.
He opened up the doors for sponsorships, all that. Why can't you guys see what he did and continuously do that? You know what I mean? Instead of blaming him for leaving and going to a bigger program, who now he brought some of those kids from Jackson State over there. So now they're going to get more eyes. They're going to get better NFL prospect reviews. Then most of them who thought they may not make it in the league, they're going to make the league. Or at least they're gonna get a real strong look at it. You know what I mean? Like, you got cats like Travis Hunter and his son Shador. Yeah, as I said, I'm gonna go back to Shador. Shador's like that, like, all right, yeah, you playing Jackson State, but who you playing? Now he's doing the same thing, maybe even better against better talent, and now he's gonna be projected to be a first round pick, just like that. You know what I mean? So it just gets frustrating and it gets real laughable at the same time, because it's like we need to stop and battling ourselves with certain situations like this. Instead of being mad that he left, congratulate him and be like, yo, I appreciate what you've done for this. And we're going to take this and keep the ball going. You know what I mean? Don't be mad. Keep the ball going. Like, one man is not a program. Like, he may be like, at the end of the day, he has the star figure for it. But if you're Jackson State, keep that ball rolling. You know what I mean? Like, if Eddie Robinson can do it, find you another figure that can do the same thing.
And let's be clear, Eddie Robinson for years wanted to move up. He wanted to get hired at a bigger college, but they blackballed that man because he was a black man and he was doing what he was doing. He sent many NFL players to the league.
Absolutely.
Many.
Back in the day, a lot of HBCU programs did send a lot of great NFL players into the league. So we sit here and we bitch and complain because we don't get the jobs that Dion just got. You know what I mean? So why are we complaining when he finally got a job? So now that might open more opportunities for his coaching staff and guys that are coming up in his ranks to potentially get opportunities at like a USC or Alabama or Florida State, so on and so on. You know what I mean? He's representing all of us.
The OC, their OC was the head coach for Kent State.
Yeah.
And he took a step down. He went backwards because he knows if I get on this coaching staff and we take off with Dion, I'm going to get a head coaching job somewhere else.
At a better school. You don't think Dion might not have the opportunity. Let's say this. At this point, I low-key think the days are numbered with Nick Saban. I low-key think he looked like he ready to retire from Alabama. Let's say Alabama goes after Dion. Let's say Florida goes after Dion. You don't think You don't think that would have an impact if Deion went over to Alabama?
Of course.
You
They'd be a powerhouse again.
they'll be a powerhouse again.
Kirby Smart would be mad.
Everybody in SEC would be mad. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the coach. It's like the coach Norvell. It's like, why are you even talking shit, bro? You know what I mean? As Deion said, Deion don't really talk about anybody. At the end of the day, he's gonna promote himself. He doesn't bring anybody else down amongst that. He'd be like, look, I'm the best head coach. I know what I bring to the table. You know what I mean?
It was funny.
When you get offended, it kind of shows your colors. You know what I'm saying? To me, you know what I mean? It shows your insecurities because you got somebody who's as prominent as him being comfortable in his own skin in an environment that he shouldn't really be comfortable in at a school at Boulder. You know what I mean? You know, that's predominantly a white college. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? So, and he's taking that campus and turning it into old school USC style where you got top tier A1 celebrities wanting to be there. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? So you get the celebrities that want to be there. That's like a show. You know what I mean? So I just don't get why people are trying to go against Deion and why they hate that he left and all that. I don't know. That's just me. That's just me personally. I'm sure everybody has.
I mean, he already gets enough hate from the other side. He don't need it from our side. You know what I'm saying? They want him to fail. They don't want him to succeed at all.
It's wild to me. So
like if they go out there and get blown out by Oregon, you know how many people gonna be, I told you
100%. They were waiting on Saturday. They were waiting on Saturday when he was down 11 in the fourth quarter. He even said it. I can't lose this game.
Back to back, they get blown out by USC and Oregon. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be like, I told y'all.
But even if he does, but even if he does lose to USC and Oregon, they lose by like 20 points. I don't think it should demean what this man has done for a program that was fucking the bottom of all college football. They won one game all last year.
If they get 7 to 8 wins and go to a bowl game, that's a success for Colorado.
I think that's a super success compared to what they have. They had over 70 players transfer to this program, all new people that were at different schools, and he got them to go on the road. I don't care what people say about TCU. They went to the national championship last year. And yeah, they may not have the quarterback that they had last year. Yeah, they may have lost some pieces at the end of the day. But that is a program that has been successful for a very long time. And he went on the road and won that game. You know what I mean? I don't care what the score is. I don't care Nebraska don't have a quarterback. I get Colorado State is not a great team. But like let's say they go into Oregon, they lose by 3 points. People are still gonna back on them, but at the end of the day, they made that game close. You know what I mean? So I'm rooting for Deion. I hope they win. I know it's gonna be a long shot, especially without Travis Hunter. It's gonna be hard. But I'm rooting hard as hell for that man to win on Saturday morning. So I want to keep going, but I just seen that shit this weekend, man. That shit just pisses me off every time I see stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, do better, people.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. Let's go to the NFL, man. NFL Week 2 recap. We're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and give you the floor and let you start with your Raiders first. Get your frustrations out the way.
I'm pretty sure you saw me on Twitter going off.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, I know I did pick the Raiders to go win against the Bills. I had hope. I want to give this team every opportunity for me to put my faith in. You know what I mean? I've known for a long history that we have had trouble early morning East Coast games. It's just in our blood. We do not do well. But I didn't expect us to look as embarrassing as we did yesterday. That shit was some of the worst football I've seen the Raiders play. I'll just go down the list at this point. I think Bennett, he's like one of our corners, linebackers. I think that man is terrible. I think
your mic cut off.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you good.
Okay. Yeah, it's the plug. I think our linebacking core is some of the worst I've ever seen. Trevon Mooreg, I think he's digressing terribly. He was projected to be a really decent safety for us, but it seems like he's just getting worse and worse by the year. He can't cover. I think there was a play with Stephon Diggs where he just looked so lethargic. He didn't even look like his head was even into the game. My God, Jimmy G, can we throw longer than 7 yards? My God, please. And then on top of that, can we stop throwing the ball to places where our receivers are getting freaking killed? You've already got 2 of our best prominent receivers damn near murdered. You know what I mean? Luckily Devontae Adams, they just came out. Devontae Adams doesn't have a concussion. He's out of concussion protocol. But we saw what happened to Jacoby Myers. You know what I mean? So Jimmy G has to be a lot better in the presence of making sure he puts the ball that doesn't harm our wide receivers, because he's going to get one of our guys like seriously hurt. They do not. I don't understand the beef with Hunter Renfrow. I do not know why Josh McDaniels does not like using Hunter Renfrow. I think Hunter Renfrow was the best slot receiver in the game 2 years ago, and I don't understand how you do not use this man. But they just do not want to use him at all. So that's very frustrating as well. Tyree Wilson, what am I ever going to see anything pop off the screen? Because bro, you can't do shit. So this comes back to me again saying, why the hell did you take Tyree Wilson over Jalen Carter? Why? Tyree Wilson was hurt with a foot injury, and foot injuries are some of the most scariest injuries in any sport, football, basketball. You know what I mean? When you could have had Jalen Carter, yeah, I get he had some stuff outside of football, but at the end of the day, I don't think it should have been him not getting taken over Tyree Wilson. And you see what Jalen Carter's doing? He dominating. Max Crosby needs help. Like, I feel bad for Max Crosby because he's not getting help from any part of his defense. Our cornerbacks still can't fucking cover. It's 3rd and 5, and you still got your cornerbacks 10 yards back, and they're just doing slant passes all day. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, goddamn, Josh Allen had all the time in the world. He could have had a whole fucking barbecue and a picnic by the time somebody touched him. You know what I mean? So, and then Josh Jacobs didn't look explosive at all. I don't know what's wrong with Josh Jacobs. Like, he don't look explosive. He looks terrible. I don't know, man. Like, and then another thing, I don't want to ramble on too long, but I'll be seeing some Raider fans on Twitter saying some shit about like, oh, be patient. It's one game. You know, we lost one game, you know, showing your true, like, you know, you guys are showing your true colors, not having faith in the team. We've been dealing with this shit for 10 plus fucking years. Excuse my language. It's the same damn defense. It's the same fucking problems we are getting every single year. How much more patience would you like me to have? How much more patience would you like certain Raider fans to have? Like, honestly, I'm going to ask you, Chris, the last 2 weeks, what have you seen the Raiders do that seems so promising where you think that they have a great future this whole year or even next year?
I mean, I don't know.
Honest. Man. No, like take the rivalry hat off. If you're just
I'm trying to come from I'm really coming from a football fan. I don't want to sound like a hater. Like, I'm not trying to sound like a hater.
Oh yeah.
But okay, game 1 against Denver, I didn't really take no stock in it because I think Denver is just horrible offense. Yeah. I think they're horrible offensively. So I was surprised that you guys didn't score more against them. I thought you guys were going to blow them out because of that very reason, that their defense was going to get tired like they did last year. They would get tired and then they would lose. You know what I'm saying? But I thought you at least guys were going to put more than 17 on them. So that was surprising. That was surprising. But this game against Buffalo, okay, I hear you. I do, and I feel you. I know that you wanted a better showing against Buffalo, but I think that game was more about Buffalo than you guys. And I'm gonna tell you why. Buffalo just came off of a terrible loss against the Jets with no Aaron Rodgers. Josh Allen is finally getting highlighted for his turnover problems. And I just think, and hell, he almost gave you one in that game. So there was a few picks you guys probably should have had in that game. But I just think that in Buffalo, when the one thing about the Buffalo Bills is they're the biggest front runners in the game. There's no in between with Buffalo. It's either they blow you the fuck out or they play in tight games, and sometimes they even lose. That's how Buffalo plays it. Either they're gonna blow you the fuck out at home, they're gonna blow you out because that's what they do. They're front runners. That's what they do. And when they're on, they're on. When they're off, they're off. And I didn't think y'all was gonna lose by that much. I actually bet on y'all. I took the plus 7.5 or 8.5, whatever it was. But I was actually surprised that they got y'all by that much. Because at first it was close, and then they just kind of pulled away from you guys. So I wouldn't take. I get your frustrations. You know what I'm saying? It's more past. Hurt. I've been there. Trust me. I know you see me winning the Super Bowls, but I've been there. You know what I'm saying? How much patience do you want me to have for this team when you see the front office literally not putting no stock in nowhere? Like, at least if I see, okay, we got a great defense, but our offense is lacking in this area, at least I know they putting something into something. You know what I'm saying? But I get your frustration because with the Raiders, it's like you got Jimmy G, which is pretty much a downgrade from Derek Carr, or pretty much the same exact player.
It's a downgrade. It's a
downgrade. I think it's a downgrade because at least Derek Carr would throw it down the field. You know what I'm saying? Like he has an arm that he could throw it down the field. You got all these offensive pieces, but you really, like you said, Hunter Renfrow. Like, y'all, what are you doing with him? If you're not gonna do nothing with him, get something for him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
get a defensive player.
Yeah.
And it's like I totally hear you in the sense of like Bills are a front running team. I totally get that. We were up 7-0 and then stopped them. And then all of a sudden the wheels just fall the fuck off. And it's the same thing every year. I would understand if I would see progression from our corners. I would get it if I see progression. I feel like our defensive line is worse than it was last year. I really believe that. And I don't think it's because of Chandler Jones going fucking crazy in this bathroom. I think it's in the sense of like what are we doing? Like, you guys try to reach for. I feel like, all right. I feel like in a sense they're freaking reaching for players in the draft that makes no sense to me. Like, you literally have talent staring right at you right before your eyes. You could have got a Christian Gonzalez. You could have got a Jalen Carter, but you
New England.
But you chose to get a broke down young player who already has injuries, who already needs to prove that he needs to develop into somebody that we hopefully he can be. He's like the Trey Lance of defensive linemen to me. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, does he have all the talent that he can be like the next like Chris Jones or somebody like that? Yeah, absolutely. This man's a freaking freak, but he's not. Get somebody. We need players that are fucking proven that you can see like, yeah, once he goes in the league, he's gonna go do that. Not we hope that he's gonna do that. We hope that we can develop him and do that. We haven't proved we can develop anybody. Trevor Morrick has digressed since Patrick Graham has become the goddamn defensive coordinator. Don't get me started on him. His schemes make no goddamn sense. And it's the same thing that happened when he was with the Giants. You know what I mean? So, like, what are we doing? What kind of progression am I seeing? I'm seeing players that can't tackle. I'm seeing players that are not finishing plays. I'm seeing our offensive linemen that can't protect anybody. I see him Jimmy G, who's not reading his protections. He's getting scared in the pocket, and he's throwing meaningless interceptions. We're not using players that are talented. We got Hunter Renfrow just sitting there collecting dust while we're playing cats like I like Trey Tucker. I like some of them other guys, but they're not Hunter Renfrow.
Right.
You know what I mean? Josh Jacobs, like we put Zeus in, he looked good. Even though I get it, it was like garbage time, but he looked way more explosive than Josh Jacobs. I don't know what's going on with Josh. You know what I mean? Like, maybe he's just trying to get through the season and not get hurt. Maybe that's that. But he don't look as fierce as he did last year. So I don't know what's going on. Then you got the whole Chandler Jones shit that I don't like. What are we doing with that? We're just seeing this man go fucking psychotic on the internet, and we're just like, oh, well, we don't. There's no comment on that. You got to make a comment on that. It looks like a fucking circus over there. Josh McDaniels has not proven anything as a head coach. We look the same as we did last year, and I get it. It's only 2 games, and I get it. It was going against the Bills in their house and all that type of stuff. But show me the progression that we have done. We didn't look good against Denver, who fucking looks terrible. We look, and then when we finally play a decent opponent, and we get our fucking asses whooped. It wasn't even close. I wanted that shit turned off by halftime. That's how embarrassing it is. But then you got certain Raider fans trying to tell me to be patient. What are you patient with? What did you see that makes you think that, oh, like our season's gonna be good? Oh, what, you want to have another 8-8, another 500 season? That's what you want? I'm tired of that shit. You know what I mean? Like, what do you want from me, dog? Like, I'm so over this shit because it's the same story every goddamn year with this goddamn team and this goddamn organization. I will always root for my Raiders. I will always love my Raiders. But it comes to a point in time, bro. It's like, yo, what progression am I seeing for us to even be relevant in 2 years from now? You know what I'm saying?
Can I give you some silver lining though?
Go ahead. Like, I'll let you know if I believe it or not.
Just in our division, man. Look at least y'all. We both 1-1. Both our teams 1-1. Look at the Chargers. Chargers 0-2 right now. They look like offensively they're always going to be good because they, Justin Herbert. As much as we, feel about Justin Herbert, he's still a good quarterback. He can put points up, but their defense is terrible.
Yeah, so let's talk about that game. They lost 24-7 against the Titans. Yeah, I think their offense looks amazing. I think Keenan Allen looks like old Keenan Allen. He out there cooking, you know what I mean?
Right.
But that defense fucking sucks, and Brandon Staley is a terrible coach. You know what I mean?
They need to get rid of him.
Like when do you think he's gonna get fired?
If he loses the next game, I think if he loses the next game the same way, I don't care how close it is. I think he's gone.
Who do they play next week? Who do they play? I think I wrote it down too. Who do they play next week? They play the Vikings next week. Yeah. So it's the battle of 0-2s, though.
Yeah.
The battle of 0-2s.
Yeah. So if they lose that game next week, then yeah, I think he's out of there. Don't let him get blown out.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll have our predictions later on in the show. But anyways, enough of my
and then Denver, they blew what? They was up like 28-10? Something like that.
Here's my thing with the Broncos. I thought Russell Wilson actually looked pretty good.
He did look good.
I think he looked pretty good. I think in the sense of I think they lost a lot of players, man. You know what I mean? A lot of players are hurt. I like that defense, but I just feel like I don't know what it is. I think they just got Russell Wilson fatigued. I really do. Like, even though he's playing well, I really believe they just need a change at the quarterback position. I don't think Sean Payton believes in Russell Wilson, no matter what kind of. I don't think he wants him as his quarterback. You know what I mean? You got Javonte Williams coming off.
Job.
Real talk, because I think he wanted the Chargers job, but the Chargers are so fucking hard headed. They don't want to fire Brandon Staley, like, you know what I mean. So he's like, look, I don't want to be in a broadcast booth again. I want to coach. So he's like, all right, I'll just take the Broncos job. You know what I mean? I think that's what it really was. Yeah. I think he really wanted the Chargers job, but the Chargers are so hard headed. They didn't want to get rid of Brandon Staley. So that's me with it. But yeah, that's how I believe with that. But man, let's talk about your Chiefs, man. You know, they pulled it out 17-9. I know we're texting. Oh my God. Why is this man playing this goddamn bullshit? Oh my God.
Hey. Let's hear the crowd. I told you I was gonna play that, man. If we won, I don't know why.
All right. Look. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you talk about the game, but I'm gonna give my opinions about this game. But I'll let you go since your team won. Congrats.
Look, I'm not delusional about this game, man. Look, I was on pins and needles in this fucking game. That's why I'm so happy about my defense, man. For once, my defense looks good, especially with Chris Jones back. And that man only played like 30 snaps. But every snap he came in was like impact snaps. Like, he came in, made a play, or he affected the play. And I'm excited for this defensive line, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. When we get Charles Minnieu back and we get him, Chris Jones, with George Karlaftis, Mike Dana, and then FAU, our first round pick. I like the way our defensive line, our linebackers, I love our corners. Like, I love our defense now, the offensive side. We had so many drive killers yesterday. So many penalties. Oh my God. From Jawan Taylor to Donovan Smith, like it was just a lot of drive killers. I don't even think one thing I say the receivers played a lot better than they played in the first game. You know what I'm saying? I will say that. Was it great? No, but they played a lot better than what they played in the first game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I just think it, like I said, it was just a bunch of drive killers with penalties and turnovers and Pat throwing that ball. Now I would have liked Justin Watson. This is one of the things that irritate me about wide receivers is helping your quarterback out. Come back for the ball, my man. Like you see it's short, it ain't gonna hit you, and you got two defenders on you. Come back for the ball. At least play defense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Knock the damn ball down. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and that's always been my problem with Justin Watson. Um, Look, was it like I said? I'm not sitting here saying the receivers were great, but they leaps and bounds is better than what they were on Thursday. At least they caught the ball.
Yeah, like
And hold on, and then the play caller, Andy, my man. I'm not sitting here saying you got to run for Checo 20 to 25 times. Like, goddamn, on 1st and 10, can we get some run? Like, does everything got to be a throw? And that's what said. And then you throw it in the 2nd and 10, and it's like, goddamn, like set up, help Pat out a little bit, like run the football, get Pacheco going, and use that play action pass, man.
mm-hmm.
One thing I'll give Jacksonville credit for was like they played that too high deep safety, and they was like, you ain't gonna run the football, man. Now,
Mm-hmm.
finally, in the second half, they finally put some runs together with Pacheco, and that opened it up a little bit. But even still, it's like it's not just the receivers. I know people want to dog on the receivers, and I get it. They're young, they're not flashy, they don't have the big name, whatever. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I still think that some of the guys in our receiving core have potential. I'm not sitting there saying they're going to be the next Justin Jefferson or nothing, but I do think we got some guys that have potential. But you got to help your offense out, Andy, and you got to run that football, man. You got to be more balanced. Right now, you have to be more balanced because we don't have the guy right now to be like, okay, that guy's for sure gonna do something, and other than Travis Kelce. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And until they figure that part out, because that's what they're doing. They're doing the same thing with the receiver core they did with the corners last year.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, we got young guys, we throwing numbers at this shit, and we bam. You know what I'm saying? We somebody's gonna crack
Yeah.
this fucking lineup. At least two of them. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? At least two of these niggas got to come up and be good. Sky Moore, Rasheed Rice, Kadarius. I don't care who it is. But
Mm-hmm.
two of you niggas got to pop off and be a viable, receiver other than Kelsey.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And I just think that's what they're doing right now, and I get it. So I'm not surprised by the struggles on offense right now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also like, come on, Andy, you got to help your team out. Now I was pleasantly surprised by the short yardage. I told you the other day we're terrible with short yardage. We actually just lined up and gave the ball to Pacheco on the short yardage play. And look, we converted. You see
Mm-hmm.
what happens when you just get the ball to the running back instead of trying to do the dumbass RPO trick plays and shit. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so look, I'm not sitting here saying, look, shout out to Jacksonville. They're a very good team. And to hold them to 9 points was not a easy. Did Trevor Lawrence have some throws that he probably want back? Of course he do. Does this diminish with Calvin Ridley or and actually what's the name? Had a pretty good game. What's the other receiver? Christian Kirk. Yeah,
For sure.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Over 100 yards. Yeah.
yeah. But still, you can't leave your defense. Like, I'm surprised that my defense didn't tire out. Like, real talk. Like, I would, especially in that hot ass sun, I would have understood if they would have tired out and lost that game yesterday because I wouldn't have put it on. I would put that on the offense. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you got my problem with my Chiefs is that we don't know, we don't put teams away, man. Like, right when we got the momentum, it's time to put them away, and we turn the ball over, false start, something, and we'll fuck it up, and then we'll put them right back in the game. And it's like, if you see me on Twitter, I always make this statement about my Chiefs: we never make it easy, never.
Mm-hmm.
it's always a sweat. Like, oh damn, it be the worst teams.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if next week, yeah, we 12 and a half favorites over Chicago, but I wouldn't be surprised if we got to pull one out against Chicago as bad as they look.
They
I
look
wouldn't be
bad.
surprised.
No, I totally my thing with your team is y'all offense has not impressed me. I get it, like it's only the second game. Y'all just got Travis Kelce back. I get it, y'all didn't have Travis Kelce. But you guys haven't really gone against like a real top tier defense to me. Like you saw what Detroit did. They gave up damn near 30 plus points to Seattle.
Right.
And then Jags are okay. They're okay.
Right.
I just think with your receiver, I think your receivers are your weakest link on your whole team. I just personally believe like they don't give no separation. Sky Moore is nice, but I just don't think he has a route tree like that. Like you say he does. Me personally, I do not. Travis Kelce is getting a year older. That defense, though, I think that defense is nice, especially with Chris Jones. As I told you last week, I'm becoming a real big fan of Nick Bolton. I think Nick Bolton could be a top 5 linebacker, man. He's really nice. But if this offense don't learn how to run the ball with Pacheco, if these receivers cannot get open, like Travis Kelce, I mean not Travis Kelce, but Patrick Mahomes, like he's damn near running for his life sometimes, a couple times out there. You know what I mean? So, and then you don't want like he's had some injuries too. So like I just think with your team, if they don't get some sense of if they don't get some sense of like direction that these receivers are progressing and they're getting open, they have like some kind of good rapport with Mahomes, that defense is going to get tired out later in the season. Yeah, that's me personally. That's me personally. The schedule is only going to get tougher. So obviously, it's still young. Like I still think y'all going to make the playoffs and all that, but I think there are some things to worry about with your team. That's just me. That's all I'm saying.
Oh no, trust me. I'm not, like I said, I'm not sitting there saying that my team is perfect by no means. Mm-hmm. I'd never go into the season. There's always something wrong with my Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? So I'm never look. If you look at the timeline of Chiefs Kingdom, the sky is falling right now.
Y'all be all right. Y'all got Patrick Mahomes. So
and I agree with that. I agree with that. But it's like this fandom is like, because they've never experienced, like I'm serious when I say a lot of these people have never experienced in this little short time that we've been in with the Patrick Mahomes era. Before this, it was not, all roses and berries and bubbles and shit. Like it was bad. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't, we had our eras and times where we had some good teams here and there, but we would always fall short because of bad decisions or some dumb coaching decision or front office shit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So this era, I think a lot of Chiefs fans are just trying to cherish this moment because they feel like at any minute the shoe gonna drop.
Well, that comes with every organization, though. Every organization, you know what I mean? Like, it don't last forever.
It don't, but it's like they scared that they're going to go back to being mediocrity, which we were before Patrick Mahomes got there, before Andy Reid got there. So, I trust me, I try to tell them to calm down, relax, whatever. Just won a fucking Super Bowl. What more do you want? But I get it. People want these, and look, when Patrick Mahomes got there, we had Tyreek Hill, we had Travis Kelce, we had Sammy when he was still Sammy, and we had Kareem Hunt. You know what I'm saying? So you get spoiled with that. You know what I'm saying? Scoring 30, 40 points a game, and they want that. And then last year when we get rid of Tyreek Hill, everybody's like, "Oh shit, what the fuck are we doing?" But you know what I'm saying? But it ended up working out for the better. Yeah. But this year is different because we don't have a Juju that Mahomes had a rapport with early in the season. You know what I'm saying? Coming out of training camp, him and Juju had a rapport. Say what you want about Juju, but Juju was reliable. You know what I'm saying? He was the other reliable receiver outside of Kelce.
No, he was a first-round pick, wasn't he? Like back in the day, wasn't he a first-round pick?
I think he was a second-round pick.
Pick.
But still, when Juju when he was before his knee injuries and all that stuff, Juju was nice. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you know what I'm saying? He was on the other side of Antonio Brown, so that helped him out a lot. But still, Juju was nice. You know what I'm saying? If he didn't get a concussion last year, he would have been well over 1,000 yards last year. But you know what I'm saying? It didn't happen. But still, I just think that you can see it in Patrick. You know what I'm saying? He's still trying to build rapport with these young receivers. I think he could build on this with Sky Moore. You know what I'm saying? I would want them. I want them to play Rasheed Rice more because when Rasheed Rice is in the game, he makes plays. I like what I see from the young kid. He's far along, more further along in his rookie season than what Sky was. And I'm not trying to compare the two because when Sky came to the team, everybody was learning the offense. MVS was learning, Juju was learning. So they all was learning at the same time. Whereas now, Sky knows the offense, MVS knows the offense. So they can help out Rasheed Rice a little bit more. But you see the promise in the kid. The kid has abilities, you know what I'm saying? And can we get Justin Ross on the field? God damn. Like, goddamn. Like,
You sound like me with Hunter Renfrow, dog.
Can we get I don't care if it's just red zone. Just throw the ball up to him in the red zone, man. Like, I don't care if he got 150 yards for the season and 6 touchdowns because he's home in the red zone. I don't give a damn. Just get Justin Ross in the game, man. We've seen it in preseason. The kid can run routes. He can get open.
Oh yeah. Before his injuries, he was projected to be like a first round pick. Yeah, projected.
Yeah. So can we get Justin Ross in the game? I don't. Richie James, get him out of here. Yeah. Get him out of here. I don't even know why he's on the team now because he's not making no plays. To me, Richie James is a poor man's Kadarius Toney. That's what he is.
Kadarius Toney ain't doing shit. Like he had like a good first half, but after that, he didn't do shit. You know what I mean?
That's because they didn't play him. They've been like slowly putting them in because they don't want the motherfucker to get hurt.
Give me my $100, bro. That's all I'm saying with that shit. But
14 more games, baby.
But besides our teams, was there like anything else as far as like the week that caught your eye or anything like that?
When the Rams get Cooper Kupp back, y'all better watch out for the fucking Rams.
Yo, the Rams are nice, dog. I don't know what's going on, man, but the Rams are fucking nice, bro. Like that, like my man, what's his name? Nakua. He's nice, bro. The running back they got, he's nice too. If Cooper Kupp can get that hamstring right, man. Like Matthew Stafford looking like MVP form. Matthew Stafford. That defense is playing with some. Yeah, I know they gave up 30 points, but it is the 49ers. But they put up a fight, man. That one surprised me. I was surprised by Bijan Robinson looked really, really, really nice, man. Falcons 2-0, surprisingly. That surprised me, man. I thought the Packers were gonna win that. My man Lamar Jackson looking like Lamar, man. It's like to see Odell go down with another ankle injury, but they said
it's not that serious though.
It's still gonna be all right. What other game surprised me? The Giants, man. I get they won, but God damn, they're terrible, dog. Especially with no Saquon against the Niners. Oh man, ain't no way in hell. And then let me ask you a question. What should the Bears do with Justin Fields? What should the Bears do with Justin Fields?
Okay, look, I get it. I know how you feel about Justin Fields, and I used to try to defend. I tried to defend the man all season last year, but I'm gonna pitch him a little bit of bail. A little bit of bail.
Let me hear it.
I don't think his coaching staff is that fucking good.
I don't think it's good either. I agree.
I don't think his coaching staff, and I don't think his coaching staff puts him in good positions to succeed. Now, look, is there some plays out there that was on him? Yes. I'm not gonna sit in that one play that I saw where he was standing in the pocket and he just stepped up and ran right into the pile instead of just going around. If you're gonna run. Like, if you're not sure about it, just run. Like you did it last year. But I just like to a point where I don't even know who the fuck their head coach is.
I don't know his name. I don't know. That's a good one. I don't know. I really don't know.
I think he's like the old defensive coordinator for the Colts or something. But still, I've never seen the man. Like I've never heard no quotes. I've never heard nobody talk about him. His OC, I don't know who's OC. Like it just looked like they didn't try to develop the man. They just looked like they was like, we're gonna throw some weapons around Justin Fields and bam, that's gonna fix it. But there was no development because let's be real. The thing about Jalen Hurts was coming into last season, people were ready to move on from Jalen Hurts until he had that great season last year. And then you saw the improvements and the development from Jalen Hurts throwing the football down the field because a testament to that coaching staff, You know what I'm saying? They helped develop him. You saw the improvements. I don't know who on the fucking Bears is going to do that for him. So
And then it's like with that, it's just like they don't even let him use his athletic ability. Like
right.
he's not even running no more. Like when they were progressing last year towards the end of the second half of the year, he was using his feet. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which opened up opportunities for throwing lanes and all that. So I don't even get why he's not even running at this point. Because I saw a play where he was literally patting the ball for like 10 seconds. And I'm literally like, there's a big lane, my guy. Run like Forrest Gump. Run, motherfucker, run. And then he ends up getting sacked. I'm like, oh my God, bro. I'm like, I just don't see. Like, I totally agree with you on the coaching staff. I think they probably have one of the worst coaches, at least head coach. I don't even know who the coordinators are, so I'm not even going to sit there and talk mess. But it just does. But I still don't see any kind of elevation from him as a thrower in the pocket. Him understanding where the ball should go, when he should run, when he should maneuver. And like, he just doesn't have any sense when he's in the pocket to me. That's just me. Like they got Baker Mayfield looking like he should have been the number one pick. You know what I mean? Like the Bucks actually look decent. You know what I mean? They look a little younger. They look a little.
That defense is actually still good. People forget Buccaneers still got good defense.
I think they got a little younger. I think with the Bucks, they got a little younger. When Tom Brady was there, I think they were a little old in the tooth. You know what I mean? But they got a little younger. You know, Devin White seems to be motivated again. He made comments, I think, earlier this morning talking about like he regrets even asking for the trade. So, nah, man, like I think the Bucks are looking good. Like Baker had 317 yards passing, so he looking good. I think the Bears, they might be. There's a couple teams that really have strong candidacies for being the number one overall pick this year. There really is some ones.
It might be between the Bears and the Cardinals.
But I think the Cardinals even though they gave up a 21-0 lead, they've looked comparable though. Like Joshua Dobbs has played. Like James Conner looks like James Conner, who who is getting 20 TDs. You know what I mean? Like Marquise Brown looks like he remember how to catch a ball again. You know what I mean? So.
Well, that's a testament to that Cardinals coaching staff. You know what I'm saying? Like you could tell that he's coaching them up. Like they buying into whatever the coach is putting down. Like maybe if Kyler Murray does come back, if they do bring him back this year, maybe the Cardinals do show something. Show some life, and they just roll with Kyler Murray and say we'll just build something. Build a receiving core, or get some more defensive pieces over here with the Cardinals and just build it that way. But because they did pay Kyler Murray, so whatever. But the Bears, you're right. Bears might be worse because they just don't show no life. It's just like it's just dead out there. They just I don't know, man. It's not good. It's not good at all.
So let me ask you, out of all the teams that have a 0 in the win column, is there one that you still kind of have hope for that might be able to get out of their slump right now, that still has a chance to make the playoffs?
Who is 0-2 right now?
I think Chargers are, Vikings are, Bengals are 0-2. Who else is 0-2? You obviously got the Broncos, you got the Patriots. That's about it.
I guess the Bengals.
But that calf injury scares the fuck out of me.
Yeah,
he hurt his calf injury, man. Like that calf is still. I honestly say that I hate to say this, but
Chargers.
I think it's the Chargers, man. I think the way the division is, I don't at this point.
The conference in itself is not as vaunting as everybody thought it was going to be. Like I ain't saying it's not going to be tough, but with injuries and certain things develop early. I understand it's early, and certain things could get better. The Chargers defense could somehow get better or whatever. At least be middle of the pack to where it gets more stops and helps out the offense. But I don't look at like before it was like, ooh, the AFC is grueling. You got this, you got this, you got that. Like, I think it's a few teams right now in the AFC where it's like, okay, like I think everybody's on the same plane right now. Like,
Yeah, no, I
like
totally.
I don't think Buffalo is ahead of Kansas City. I don't think Kansas City's ahead of this team. Like, I just think that everybody's kind of like I think this shit's gonna be a week to week thing. Like, one week we think this team, no, it's this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, no, like I totally agree. Like even I know the Steelers play tonight, so they're not technically 0-2. But even then, I still got faith in them, man. You know what I mean? I just think they're too talented as a team. Now we got to see if Kenny Pickett can pick up his play, and then I think the Niners are just too good of a goddamn team, man. I think
now in the NFC, yeah, you got your surefire. You know who the
it's pretty much
players
the
over
Eagles,
there.
Niners, and the Cowboys.
Yeah,
Those are
you
your
know
three
who the
top
players.
teams.
Those are the players over
Yeah.
there.
I
I
think the only I think the Saints can get there.
yeah.
I think the Saints can't get there. They don't have Alvin Kamara back, but I think that defense is still top 5,
Yeah, it's
top
still
6.
good.
And
Yeah,
then Derek Carr, he's not a bad quarterback. He has
No.
pieces around him. If Michael Thomas could stay healthy, Chris Olave stay healthy, you get Alvin Kamara back with Jamal Williams and stuff like that. I think they could be right up there too, me personally.
And say what you want about, like we say in the Rams, you got
Rams could
Seahawks.
surprise,
Seahawks look better yesterday. They won in overtime. Detroit is not bad. You could tell the culture shift is over there, and you know what I'm saying. It was just they met up with a Seahawks team that they got them. You know what I'm saying. At the end, they went to overtime. They just got them. You know what I'm saying. But I still got the Packers. Say what you want. Yeah, they lost to the Falcons yesterday, but Jordan Love is looking good out there. You know what I'm saying. So if they get once they get Christian Watson back. And Aaron Jones.
So if you had a ranking system, who would be your number one overall in the AFC right now? I honestly would say, me personally, I would say the Dolphins than the Ravens. I would go 1-2 right there. Because the only reason I say the Ravens number 2, I would put them number 1. It's still the injuries for me. Like I feel like they get a person injured every week. But I think the Dolphins look really, really good, man. I think that defense is flying around. Xavier Howard looked really good. He's potential for one of my defensive players of the week. And then Tua's looking MVP worthy to me. You know what I mean? So that would be me.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. We got some games tonight too. Saints and Panthers, right?
Saints, Panthers first, and then I think an hour later it's the Browns and Steelers. Yeah. I don't know why they timed it like that where they're an hour apart. I'm like, we still.
I like the Saints over the Panthers. I just think they're the better team. We'll take the Browns over the Steelers, man. Taking the Browns over the Steelers.
No, I like the Saints. But I'm gonna go with the Steelers. They're at home again. At first I heard Amari Cooper isn't playing, but now I'm hearing that he is gonna play. So we'll see how that goes. That's what they're saying right now. He said he's probably gonna play. So we'll see. But I think the Steelers will bounce back. You know what I mean? I think it'll be a close game. I think it'll be a low scoring game. But I low-key think both games might be low scoring games. But we'll see.
Yeah, for sure. Who's your offensive player of the week?
Offensive player of the week, I got Lamar Jackson. I thought Lamar Jackson looked amazing. Christian McCaffrey was going to be up there, but I gave it to Lamar.
I'm going to go with damn. Who am I going with? I just had it in my head. I'm going to go with Christian McCaffrey. I think Christian McCaffrey balling. He balled out.
No, he had a good game. He had a really good game.
Who's your defensive player of the week?
Man. I was going to go Xavier Howard. But there's no way there's no way you cannot say Micah Parsons, dog. Micah Parsons was I was a man amongst boys yesterday, boy. Yeah. So it was Micah Parsons, man, for me.
I ain't trying to sound like a homer, but I'm gonna go with Chris Jones. He came back.
Chris Jones had a good game. Yeah,
he made every snap that he came in was just impactful for that defense. Man.
If he wasn't playing this week, I think y'all might have lost, dog.
Probably would have lost. I ain't gonna lie. You might be right. We probably would have lost. But yeah, Chris Jones. I gotta go with Chris Jones, man.
Okay. I ain't mad at that.
let's talk about something that hit home, man. Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
MGM getting hacked
Yeah.
by some Russian hacking black cat, I think they were called, something like that.
Yeah.
They didn't shut everything in any MGM Mirage property. People
Mm-hmm.
are kind of, struggling.
Yeah.
Business is struggling.
Yeah.
People are not showing up because you know they can't really use their card anymore, and everybody's got to go back to the old school system of using paper.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts on this whole situation, man?
Well, I'm not gonna say too much because we do work for this company, so I ain't gonna say too much so as to get in trouble. It kind of just it makes me really want to talk about kind of like the future of capabilities of this. You know what I'm saying? Like like I was watching the podcast where there was this guy. I guess he's like the number one hacker rating. I guess they and the crazy thing is they got like a ranking system for hackers and stuff like that. Like it's like college football playoffs and shit. I thought this shit was crazy. So this guy's like the number one hacker, I think in the world or something for a particular type of hacking or something like that. But he was on this podcast with this like old Marine or something like that, and he has like the system where it could type like any website, whatever, and it'll bring up a list if you have any kind of like malware, any kind of like stuff that's been leaked on the black web and stuff like that, man, where it could be like IP addresses alone, credit card numbers, so on and so forth, man. So it just kind of shows like how crazy this shit is, like how crippling hacking can be for a company or just the world in general. Like we're so into technology nowadays where we live through technology. Like if people's like communications got cut off with like their iPhones and stuff, I don't think people would know how to survive. You know what I mean? I personally think like if we ever do have like a world war type of thing, I think it would be more of like a cyber attack to me than it would be say so like a nuclear bomb. I don't think it would be like a nuclear bomb because I think that would be more detriment to life than a cyber war would be. I think no matter how crazy like our political figures may be all over the world, I don't think they'll want to jeopardize life to that degree. But you might have some that might do that. But I think this whole week has just kind of like should put just a remembrance on like people gotta they gotta get more knowledgeable about hacking. I think people got to be more knowledgeable about cybersecurity and the protections that they need to do as far as like with their personal life and just be aware, man, of the signs, man. You know what I mean? Like this whole week has been kind of crazy at work. So I know a lot of people have been stressed, a lot of workers and stuff like that. But we've been pushing through. We've been pushing through. People are ready to like lose their damn mind though. What about you, man? What you been feeling about this?
It's been crazy, man. It's just
Yeah.
Man. And like you said, we can't really talk too much about it, but
Yeah.
it's a mess, man. It's a mess, and hopefully it can fix because it's messing up people's livelihoods and messing up business for people. Coming in to want to have a vacation with their people. They coming in for vacation with their families or with some of their people. And they can't enjoy themselves at our properties because of the situation. People can't
Yeah.
gamble like they want to gamble. They can't sit at the bar because some of the bar top gambling machines are messed up, and it's messing up business all around, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, no, I like it. It really took away the conveniency of just the casinos. You know what I mean? Like people, we live in a society where everything needs to be convenient. People love convenience. People love not wasting time. You know what I mean? So in the sense of like, it's pretty much old school Vegas at this point with certain casinos, man. Where you got to handwrite stuff, you got to cash out by hand and all that type of things, man. So it just kind of really shows the dependency of technology amongst livelihood. So yeah, man. Hopefully all this stuff gets straightened out soon, man. Because it was a long week last week. It's a long week, man. So Yeah,
Yeah,
I wish
for
we could
sure.
talk more about it. But if y'all support the
Maybe
podcast, then maybe we might be able to, dog.
yeah,
Support the
for sure.
pod, man. Support the
Yeah,
pod.
for sure.
I have a lot of stories about casino life, so
Yeah,
and
for
working for the
sure.
industry, man. So I would love to talk about that, but
Right,
support the pod, man, so we don't have to go to work.
for sure. All right, man. Let's talk about Kevin Porter Jr.
Yeah.
Now, you know more about this story, so I'm gonna let you go ahead and explain this.
Yeah, well, Kevin Porter Jr., he has a kind of like a domestic abuse case going on with his girlfriend. I'm not gonna butcher her name, so I'm not gonna say her name, but she is a WNBA player. So reports are that they got into a physical altercation where she was asleep and he ended up beating her up pretty bad. There's some reports of her having a broken bone in her neck, in the vertebrae area, bruising. It was very bloody. It was the way they described it in the article. It was really really bad, man. So he's had other altercations as far as like exploding in a sense. I think he had an issue with a coach and stuff like that. Some other issues. I just think it's a point, man. It's just like, man, like I don't think this man's gonna make an NBA. I know, like, there's also reports of his girl. I guess her team, her representatives are saying that their relationship is not an abusive relationship. And that they want to keep things private in a private manner. So I think the last report I saw is that he was trying to get the charges dropped. But I send my prayers and condolences to her, and what I mean, hopefully she gets the counseling and seeking that she needs to do. Hopefully they resolve the stuff. Like, everything right now is just allegation talk. He did get arrested, so at this point, man, I don't think he has a career in the NBA. I know the Rockets are trying to ship him right now. And then eventually, I'm assuming once he gets traded to whatever team, they would cut him. I think the Rockets would just, I think they'll take a hit on the money, because I think if they were to let him go, I think they would be on the mark for, I think, about $14 to $15 million on him. At the end of the day, man, just keep your hands to yourselves, people. Like, domestic violence is running rampant. Females, men, keep your hand off women. If they're coming to you, just walk away, bro. Get out the building, man. Only time you need to really do anything is if a woman's really trying to kill you or something like that. Then I get it. You know what I mean? And then women, keep your hands to yourself too. You know what I mean? I've been seeing a lot of that stuff too, man. I think at this point, man, just it seems like a very, very sad story. Hopefully she can recover and continue her career.
Right.
And man, just prayers and condolences, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, prayers, condolences to all. To her and her this whole situation, man.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. Yeah.
Very very unfortunate situation. And as far as Kevin Porter goes, man, can't be putting your hands on the ladies, man.
Nah, man. If these stories are true, bro, you need to go to jail, bro. You need to do some time. You need to get some therapy. You've had too many instances right now where you seem like you explode a lot. So I think right now, if these stories are true, I really believe, man, he needs to do some time. He needs to be out the league. He has talent. He has really good talent, but it's for some reason, man, it's always something with him. And you could tell by the Rockets, they're kind of over it. He's gotten traded a couple times. So, yeah, man, it's just a sad story all around, man.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. Let's talk about Stephen A. was on the Joe Budden podcast, and he talked about you've seen Stephen A. on one podcast. He pretty much talks about mostly the same stuff. Stuff that he's been through, whether it be Skip Bayless or him in his relationship with Shannon now, and then all that. But one of the particular points was that Joe Budden brought up the whole situation with Max Kellerman. And the thing about Stephen A is he's always maintained that he felt like it wasn't a fit. He wasn't happy with the fit. A lot of people speculate that he got rid of Max because of the TO comments when TO told him that, people think that Max Kellerman is like the relationship went sour after that, which is kind of sucks for Max because, Max didn't say it. TO said it.
Mhm.
But and so it sparked a whole conversation on Twitter, him and TO was going back and forth, and it was just a whole crazy situation. Um But overall, what did you think about Stephen A on the Joe Budden podcast?
I'll say this. I think it's just at this point, I think it's really unnecessary right now for Stephen A just to go at Max. I feel like it's just a beef one sided at this point because I don't think I've heard Max Kellerman even talk about this.
He hasn't talked
I
about
think he's let it go. I think he's kept it silent. So I don't understand what the point is for Stephen A to keep bringing this up to me.
it.
Um, as far as him saying that he didn't think it was a good fit, I totally disagree. Like, yeah, does Max Kellerman say some things that were kind of like really like kind of ridiculous? Like the whole Andre Iguodala thing was hilarious, but we get it. You know what I mean? But I thought it was a good pairing. I thought Max Kellerman is very eloquent when he talks. I think he makes his points very across. I think me personally, I think the beef really became the point of that it has something to do with what T.O. said, that Max Kellerman seems more blacker than you. Because when it came to certain topics and situations, and not to be disrespectful, but it just seemed like Max Kellerman, I wouldn't want to say the words more educated, but it just seemed like he had more of a grip on what was going on with the society and the way Black people were being treated for years. Like he knew his history. You could tell he knew his history amongst Black history, amongst like what Black people have gone through. And it was all centered around the whole, I think, Colin Kaepernick time when Colin Kaepernick was kneeling for the national anthem.
Right.
Which I still think is ridiculous why people even got mad about that, but that's another story for another day.
Right.
It just like Max was for the people, man. You know what I mean? I enjoyed Max when he talked about sports. I enjoyed Max when he had his opinions. I know you kind of say like he was kind of a little long-winded sometimes, but overall, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I like Max when he talks about boxing. I didn't really care for him when he talked about basketball and football and all that stuff because I don't know. It just was like Max would always be like, "Oh, what do you feel about this team?" Well, ancient Romans and 1700s. It's like,
but he did that with everything, though. You know what I mean?
I know that's what I'm saying. So. Like, I don't want to hear about ancient Romans. Like, just talk about the team.
But he did have knowledge in other sports, though. Like when you really listen to him talk, like.
It's just...
No, but I enjoyed it though. I enjoyed it. Me personally, I'm just gonna talk about me. I enjoyed it when Stephen A and Max Kellerman, because I feel like some of the most top moments in First Take was when Max Kellerman was there. Me personally, I think they had a lot of viral moments with them too. And then for Stephen A to say that, okay, yeah, he did go to I think it was Yale. Was it Yale or something like that? Or I apologize if it's not. Yeah, he's an educated brother and all that, but he wasn't a journalist. He never played sports, so what do you bring to the table in a sense? I'm like, well, bro, I'm like, do you not know his education on boxing?
Right.
Do you not know that he's had shows on HBO before he came to you? You know what I mean? He's had radio shows before he came to you. Like, you never played sports. Like, yeah, you were a journalist and stuff like that, but like, I hate that whole thing where you have journalists. It's like, okay, yeah, you went to college and stuff like that. Congratulations. But let's stop. Like, the only thing that reporters have that people like me and you talk about sports, the only advantages that they have is they have the inside. They can actually talk to people that work in the NBA. They can actually talk to specific teams. They can actually talk to specific players. Like, we don't have the fortunes of that. Hopefully we do one day. But why does that make you think like you could talk sports better than me? You just have more knowledge on what's going on the inside. But for sense, like, I can get the same kind of stats and statistics and the history of the game as much as you. You know what I mean? So anytime when I hear a reporter say something like that, like, oh, like people on the internet, they don't need to be talking about sports because of this and that. They're dumb. They're this and that. I'm like, what makes you better than anybody else? That's not you. Anybody could talk about sports. Anybody.
I agree with that.
Like the ignorance and kind of like the hypocrisy of a statement like that is ridiculous. You know what I mean? I take that, especially now with us and having this platform. I'm sensitive to that now because now you kind of telling us that we're a joke. And I'm highly offended by that. You know, I'm just as knowledgeable as you. I say you just have the insides and the ends where you can actually get the conversations within inside the NBA. And then stuff like that with reporting and breaking news and stuff like that. Yeah, you got the upper hand. You know what I mean? But as far as just the knowledge of the game, anybody can go out get the knowledge of the game if they properly do their studying. They properly, properly understand what's going on. You know what I mean? So overall with Stephen A. Smith, man, I just think he needs to stop talking about Max Kellerman. It's just, I think it's a dead subject. I get it that Joe Budden asked him a question, but he's brought this up before, I think a couple times before. He just needs to let it go. At the end of the day, you are doing really well. We are happy for Stephen A. Smith that he's doing really well. He got Shannon Sharp. He has Pat McAfee. I think they're doing great. Obviously, the numbers are showing that they're doing great. There's no point of keep beating this man down. You know what I mean? Hopefully Max Kellerman, I don't know if he has any other opportunities right now. I haven't heard anything. Me and you both believe he needs to do something with boxing because I think he's a very important piece to boxing. I think he's one of the most important figures in boxing that needs to have a voice and needs to have a platform for that. And hopefully he has that soon. So shout out to Stephen A. Shout out to Max Kellerman. But Stephen A., let it go, bro. Let it go.
Yeah, I agree. Like, stop beating a dead horse, man. Like, I get it. You're getting asked a question, but stop beating a dead horse. And I agree because I was watching the new show with Shannon and Ocho, and they talked about it a little bit. And they even said, Shannon or Ocho called both guys. He calls Stephen A. and he called T.O. and he just been like, y'all, it's a phone call. Just get on the phone and talk about this, man. Y'all grown men. Y'all 50-year-old men.
Yeah. Like, come on, man. Like, it's stupid as hell. And it's T.O. going back. I'm like, bro, T.O., let it go. Stephen A., stop being like this guy, like, oh, I got this news and I can share this. I'm like, stop. You do that threat all the time and you never do shit. Like, no offense, bro, but like, to me, that's just corny. To me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I got this dirt on you.
I'm gonna expose you.
I'm gonna expose you. I'm like, bro, either expose or shut up. Like, come on, man. Like at the end of the day, man, it's just like, bro, like y'all too, like Stephen A., you are too grown and making too much money to be doing shit like that. I get it. Like you are sensitive just like everybody else, and with what you do, and you know what I mean. And you have proven and you have shown time and time again. And you have said time and time again where you came from, how you got there, what you had to go through. And people appreciate that, bro. You worked hard for getting where you are today. And no one can ever take that shit away from you. You know what I mean? No. But at the end of the day, you don't need to continuously beat a man down or voice negative opinions about it. You could say all this stuff like, oh, I wish him nothing but the best. But yeah, you keep shitting on him for what he brought to your program. You know what I mean? Right. I just think it was a point where they just didn't mesh. Be like, look, you just didn't mesh, and it is what it is. There's nothing against him, and just move on. But you go so in depth all the time, it's just like, nah, it's crazy.
Yeah, right. All right, man, let's do these week 3 NFL picks.
Yeah, you whooped my ass last week. So we technically 1-1 on the week.
Yeah.
Okay. But all right, man. Let's go.
Thursday night football. Giants and 49ers. I got the 49ers by 2 scores.
49ers. Yeah, I'm going 49ers. I got 49ers. I think they're going to win by 10 or more.
Yeah. Lions versus Falcons. I actually think the Lions bounce back and they win this game. They're at home.
I think, I think this is going to be a tough game. I think that defense has some cracks in the armor with the Lions. I think Bijan Robinson can have another big game. It's just Desmond Ridder with me on the road. I think it'll be tough for him, but I'm going to go Lions as well.
Chargers and Vikings. This is a tough one. It's a tough one. But they're Vikings at home. I'm going Vikings. Kirk Cousins not in prime time. I'm going Vikings.
See, this is tough. Obviously, we will not know if Austin Eckler is going to play. If Austin Eckler plays, I will go with the Chargers. Damn, Damn, this is a tough game, dog.
Mm-hmm.
So you said Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with Chargers. I think Chargers are
Okay.
gonna
Okay.
go on the road and win. I'm gonna hope Austin Eckler plays.
Saints traveling to Green Bay, Lambeau Field. Packers. I'm going Packers.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Packers too.
Texans at Jaguars. I'm gonna go Jags. They bounce back and beat the Texans.
Yeah, I got Jags as well.
Dolphins at Broncos. I got the Dolphins.
Dolphins, Broncos. Yeah, I got Dolphins as well.
Browns at Titans. I'm gonna go Browns.
Said Browns, Titans. I'm gonna go Titans. I'm going Titans.
Okay. Bills at Commanders. Left hand up. Who are we? We're Commanders. I'm gonna go with EB and Commanders, baby.
EB Commanders. Yeah. I think this is a tough game too.
It is
honestly.
tough. It is tough.
I'm gonna go Commanders. I can't pick the Bills after that ass whooping. I'm sorry. Hope the Commanders win.
Ravens at Colts. Now this one's a little difficult because, like you said, the injuries. I'm gonna go Ravens because they're at home, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Colts still win here. Because I think Anthony Richardson will be okay. He's in concussion protocol, but I think he plays.
That was another thing. I thought that concussion protocol thing. I thought that concussion was weird. Like he got up off the play and he was dancing around and shit. I get it. They're probably just doing like their
Well, he told them that he wasn't feeling right.
Oh, he told them. Oh, okay.
He told them that he wasn't feeling right.
That makes sense. Who'd you have?
I got the Ravens.
Yeah, Ravens. I'm going Ravens too. I think Ravens. I think Lamar's too good.
This game is going to be terrible. Patriots at Jets. I'm gonna go with Jets. I think they run the football a little bit more, and I think Zach Wilson does enough to win the game.
I'm going Patriots. I ain't no way in hell I'm picking Zach Wilson.
Seahawks at Panthers. I'm gonna go Seahawks. I think they start getting it. Seahawks are starting to get their stride, so I think Seahawks win. Especially at home. At home.
Yeah, obviously, we won't know what the Panthers do till later on. So I'm gonna go Seahawks for now. But I would like to see how the Panthers play tonight.
Chiefs at Bears. I got Chiefs.
Yeah, I got Chiefs, man. Bears look terrible.
Yeah, Cowboys are car. I got Cowboys. They're gonna destroy them.
I got Cowboys too, but I low key think the Cardinals could make it interesting. I don't know why. I really don't know why. I really don't know why. I wouldn't be surprised if they made it interesting. Like it'll be a lot closer than what people think. I think people assume it'll be like a 20-point blowout. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like a 7-point game. Honestly.
Steelers at your Raiders. Sunday Night Football. I'm gonna go with your Raiders, man.
Raiders. It's our first home game, so I'm gonna ride with us. I think there'll probably be quite a few Steeler fans out here, but I think the Raiders fans will show up. So I'm gonna go Raiders. Raiders at home. I think we'll bounce back. Even after all that shit I've talked, I'm still gonna ride with my guys. But this might be the last time, depending on how they play.
And you got another doubleheader Monday night. Eagles at Bucks. I'm gonna go with the Eagles, but I think that game is gonna be closer than what people give credit for.
I think this game is gonna be good, honestly. But I'm gonna go Eagles, man. I can't. It'll be hard for me. I think it'll be close, but I'm gonna go Eagles.
We got Rams at Bengals. I'm gonna go Rams.
I'm going Rams too. I'm going Rams, man. Yeah, I don't think Burrow's gonna play. I really don't think
you might be right, but if he do play, it's gonna be terror on Bengal Street because Aaron Donald's about to hunt his dreams.
Yeah. So the only differences we have are the Chargers Vikings game, Patriots Jets game. Besides that, and the Titans Browns. So besides that, everything else is equal.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. Who's your flower of the week?
Flower of the week. All right, this might be a little controversial to some people. I wouldn't know why, but I'm giving my flowers to Chris Brown. Chris Brown. You know why I'm giving my flowers to Chris Brown? As an artist, people have been fucking disrespecting this man for the whole week, and I don't know why. Talking about, you can't name 5 Chris Brown songs. Give me a break, dog. Give me a break. This man has had one of the best runs in music history as an artist. I'm just talking about him as an artist. I get he had his problems with Rihanna, and that was a long, long time ago. I'm assuming he has bettered himself over these last 10, 20 years. So I just think that people need to start putting more respect on him as an artist. He is the modern day Michael Jackson. And yes, I said that. Talent wise, he is. The volume of songs, great songs that he has, bro, it extends there. Next to the Drakes, next to the Kanyes, next to the Mary J's, the R. Kellys, all that. He has a long list of great songs that he has. So I think people need to relax with what they talk about with Chris Brown as an artist and put some more respect on his name. So that's my flower of the week.
I'm be honest with you, I ain't got no flower.
You ain't got no flower? It was kind of hard this week. It was kind of hard. But I kept seeing that shit, and it was kind of hard.
I hear you, man. I ain't got no flowers of the week, man.
You ain't got nothing?
My flowers to the people out there. All the working hard people out there, I'm giving my flowers to y'all, man. Go out there and get your money, man. Get your grind on. All my 9 to 5.
All the MGM employees, man, flowers for y'all. Flowers.
Now, my hell no goes to MGM for not putting a better system in place for these hackers to not mess up our livelihoods over here, man. I can't put no vacation time in, man. I can't check my time card right now.
I know.
$1 billion company, and they can't put a better infrastructure in. What's wrong with y'all, man? Sick of y'all.
Well, hell no's, I ain't gonna lie, man. I got a couple hell no's. I'm gonna go quick. So the first, I got 2 hell no's. So the first hell no is for Mexico. That bullshit ass alien that you showed us, bro. Y'all motherfuckers got that shit at swap me, my guy. There ain't no way in hell that's a fuck. Yeah, that shit's some bullshit, man.
You see the one from India?
Nah, I didn't see that one.
That one looked real, but I think it was a costume. But it was like they was feeding it. He was all sickly and things.
I didn't see that one. But the one from Mexico, that shit was hot ass.
It looked like a fake. It looked like a fake. It
looked like some bullshit.
The MIB, when
it was dead and shit.
It was inside the face.
I swear to God, I feel like people were watching that movie making a paper mache of that shit and then just hardening. Like, get the fuck out of here. That shit was bullshit. That ain't no fucking alien, bro. Y'all bought that shit out of a fucking house yard sale. Yeah. And then number 2 is the TSA in Miami. So you had 2 brothers, of course, got caught on camera stealing out of people's luggages during the TSA check line. Look. TSA. Y'all, I've never seen not one of y'all have a good day. Every time I go up there, y'all motherfuckers is rude as shit, mean as fuck. Now y'all want to steal out of our bags? You want to yell at me for not having a sweater on? You want to yell at me for not taking my laptop out the fucking backpack, even though y'all have $10,000 goddamn equipment that could see through anything, but you can't tell it's a fucking laptop. And now y'all want to steal out of motherfuckers' bags? Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Y'all motherfuckers need to go to church. Y'all need to have some like retreat so y'all can be happy. I don't know if y'all need to get paid more or what. I don't know what it is. But TSA Miami, y'all get my hell no. TSA as a whole, they get my hell no because y'all just be rude as fuck for no reason. Yelling at us for no reason at all. Y'all can give y'all commands in a nicer way. It's crazy.
Yeah. Shout out. It's all bad. It's all bad.
Hell
I
yeah.
will give my flowers to the Aces though. Went to the semifinals, baby. About
Oh
to
yeah,
go to
yeah,
that
yeah.
championship. About to go to the championship, baby. Woo!
Yeah. You know, it's looking like a showdown between Liberty and the Aces, man. I think the Liberty played tonight or tomorrow or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, something like that.
So they looked all right last game. So I'm gonna have to check out one of these games
Yeah,
soon.
for sure, for sure. All right, brother. Another one in the books.
Yeah.
Whatever streaming platform that you listen to your podcast on, Crystal and Mall Podcast is available on there, whether it be Spotify, Apple, Alexa, iHeart, whatever you listen to your podcast on, Crystal and Mall Podcast is available on there. So go ahead, subscribe, hit us up. Also, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that like button, hit that notification button, share it with all your friends so our subscriptions can go up because we trying to bring y'all the best content. We can't do that, baby, when we broke.
Nah, comments, all that.
And the
All that.
cameras and stuff. We trying to take this thing to the next level, so we ain't got to be in a box next to each other. We could be right next to each other, actually pod.
Right. Yeah. Comment, like, subscribe on Apple, man. Rate the show, all that. We need it all, man. We need y'all support. I said, man, we love doing this shit, man. We love anything, whether it's negative or positive, man. We just want to get better at this, man. We want to keep doing this, man. So show some love.
Facts. And whatever social media platform that you use, the Crystal Mall podcast is available on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Threads, on Twitch. We're available on all those social media platforms. So follow us back. We'll follow you. Hit us up, feedback, critiques, anything. You know, you got subject matters, questions y'all want us to bring up, things, topics, whatever. Hit us up, man. We want to give y'all, like I said, we want to give y'all the best pod that we can give y'all. So hit us up, man. We want to interact with the people, man. This is the people's podcast. You know what I'm saying? So hit us up, man. Sports, regular stuff, whatever. Hit us up, man.
Yeah, for sure.
So, all right, y'all. Until next time, we are out.
Peace.